to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session all about post-COVID fatigue. And I was working with a client that had about 2 years ago experienced very severe fatigue, and the symptoms were getting worse, and it was leading to things like extreme tiredness, high levels of sensitivity, electrosensitivity, and just feeling that they couldn't really do what they used to do. They used to be very active, very successful in their career. And all of those things became very difficult to manage as a result of these very intense feelings of fatigue. This hypnosis session is designed to do two things. One is to give hope. There are many people that have had high levels of chronic fatigue and they get better and their symptoms alleviate and they feel better. So one is to have that, because when there is hope there, it tends to create more resourceful feelings, and then you're more likely to look for signs of progress, and it can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. When things seem hopeless, then there is also a self-fulfilling prophecy of that, where more of the symptoms tend to get worse. So hope is a very important thing. The second thing is to have certain metaphors that look at the crashes and the fatigue as recalibration rather than something negative happening to them. Recalibration is important because a lot of fatigue and autoimmune issues are based on an overreaction of the body. Small things like spending time with friends or exercise can lead to really long periods of recovery, and the body is overreacting. It's disproportionate. So this has the key new meaning that these periods of fatigue are actually a body trying to recalibrate because it's got faulty signals. So this metaphor, I think, is going to be useful for anyone with autoimmune issues or fatigue or chronic fatigue or other conditions that are like that, because it has a key suggestion of updating certain key things. Now, this client was also considering other stuff like ketamine infusion therapy, and that's why there's a metaphor in the early part of this that if their future is on the other end of a stream, on the other side of a stream, there are multiple ways to get to that future that they want. The bridge, the stepping stones, other ways become ways of saying, right, not all of the eggs are in one basket. Sometimes people feel like they've only got one hope, and then it becomes devastating if that one thing doesn't work. So it's really important to believe that there are multiple solutions, multiple ways of improving and healing, and you're not relying on just one thing. So there's a lot going on in this session, but if you can relate to the idea of feeling like intense fatigue, and personally, I had a close call. I was bitten by a tick many years ago, and luckily I saw the signs of early Lyme disease, and luckily I managed to resolve that so it didn't turn into Lyme disease. But when people have things like Lyme disease and chronic fatigue, it's so debilitating, and they don't get a lot of understanding from other people because other people just assume that it's people are making it up and it's just tiredness, and there's a lot of frustration that can come from that. So if you can relate to these things, this hypnosis session might be useful. Please be aware, though, that it was created for an individual with individual circumstances and individual symptoms. Some of the suggestions might not be quite right for you. So if you do like the idea of a bespoke session, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule a free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in, imagine breathing in a feeling of quietness and calm. The kind of calm that can take a wave of excitement and turn it to still water. Kind of relaxation that can dial everything down. Breathing in that relaxation and exhaling tension. And I wonder if you can think that if resourcefulness had a colour, what colour it would be. Just allow any thought to enter your mind. And as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in a fusion of resourcefulness and relaxation. Going in through your nose, allowing it to go down your windpipe into your lungs. And just feel your mouth relaxing, your neck relaxing, your chest relaxing. Imagine your heart harnessing all of that resourceful relaxation and distributing it to every cell in your body, just as it does with oxygen. And I want you to scan your body, not just for tension, but any aches, any feelings of blocks, any tiredness. And just imagine an army of trillions of molecules, particles of this resourceful relaxation finding its way to the parts of your body that would benefit from those resources. And I wonder if you could imagine everything calming down. Just imagine hypervigilance gets recalibrated to just vigilance. That energy levels get recalibrated just to normality. And I want you to think of a place that when you were last in that place, you felt resourceful, relaxed, with just the right amount of energy and clarity. Maybe you could imagine a beach there by the Mediterranean Sea. But imagine you've got the whole beach to yourself. Golden, soft sand, rock formations and cliffs, and natural pools with the right balance to teem with life. Shellfish, crabs, tiny fish. And I want you to imagine what it would feel like to be back on that beach, feeling calibrated to what feels useful and healthy. If you wanted to go for a swim, you can. If you wanted to run down the beach, you can. I want you to connect with that memory. Not to reminisce, but treat it like feeding information to the part of your brain to establish a baseline. Because if something happened, maybe 2 years ago, that started giving you false readings, then your body would act in a way according with that faulty data. So as you reconnect with that memory, I want you to imagine this is giving your body a new baseline. This is what it can feel like to have the right amount of vigilance. That if you injured yourself, you might need to rest. If you ran a marathon, you might need a few days to recover. But on a beach, relaxing by the water, this is not overstimulating or understimulating. It's just stimulation. And I want you to imagine somewhere on that beach is the comfiest chair you can imagine, with cushions and pillows and blankets. And I want you to imagine it's there on that beach, maybe under sunshine, maybe in the shade of a tree. And just imagine placing your body there. As I count downwards from 5 to 1, I want you to imagine how it would feel to just drift off into a dream-like sleep there on that beach, in that memory, at that time. A time when your body was calibrated just right. That's it. Notice your breathing gets deeper, and the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. Still breathing in that color of resourceful relaxation. That's it. And as you settle, really settle, with your eyes closed, just focus on the rise and fall of your breath. A quiet, rhythmic proof that you are not sick, but healing. Each breath a wave of calm washing through your body, in renewal and out release. Some people believe that the body has a frequency, a sound, a rhythm. Your heartbeat has a rhythm. Your breathing has a rhythm. The flow of blood through your veins has a rhythm. And you can consider that rhythm like subtle music within your body. And as you connect with that sound, rhythm, and feeling, I want you to get a sense that simply connecting with these sounds, these sensations, you're already healing. And if there's a part of you that has been fighting this fatigue, this unfairness, I want you to imagine what it would feel like to be fighting an unfair opponent that plays dirty, breaks the rules, cheats. And just imagine that even with a good team on your side, that can feel unfair. But what if this whole thing isn't a fight? What if it's a negotiation, a dance of communication? That rather than fighting this, the goal is to listen, communicate, and find a way forward that's good for you and good for this part that probably has a wonderful intention. A wonderful intention that felt like an unfair fight. But what if you could both agree that the intention is good, even if the implementation of that intention is unfair and cruel? But if that part doesn't know that, it will continue trying to help you, even though it feels like harm. I want you to imagine drifting into a dreamlike sleep there on that comfy chair on that beach. And in that dream, imagine standing at the entrance of a beautiful garden. A gentle breeze, and maybe the light of sunshine going through, bouncing off flower petals and leaves. And I wonder if you could imagine that this garden represents your body. I want you to imagine a time when this garden was in such a way that everything seemed in harmony and balance. But now, as you look at the garden is still beautiful, but certain things are out of control. Maybe that's certain plants that have got too big, or grass that hasn't been tended. I want you to imagine walking barefoot in this garden, getting a sense of the ground beneath your feet, solid, dependable. It's almost like you can feel the roots of yourself reaching downward into the calm earth. And imagine it drawing in safety and strength. And your mind, like sunlight, warms every cell, every muscle, every nerve, reminding them how to grow and how to remember the balance of the past. And as you walk deeper into this garden, feel like it's a healing garden. The sounds, the smells, the sensations, all of it helping you to heal, recalibrate, and rebalance. And I want you to imagine there is a stream somewhere in that garden with stepping stones. Very soon I will count downwards from 10 to 1, and you will imagine taking a step on each of the stepping stones to help cross that stream, and allow the other side of the stream to represent a new relationship with your body, not based on conflict, not needing hypervigilance, but a harmonious relationship, a negotiation, a dance, an ally. Taking that first step, 10, feeling the outside world fading away. 9, muscle softening. 8, another step across, mind quiet, like still water. 7, thoughts slowing into clarity. And 6, each step a reminder of your resilience. 5, halfway across now, feeling lighter and freer. And 4, I want you to feel that resourceful feeling maybe in your chest starting to glow, spreading from within. 3, a sense of safety and growing stronger. 2, calm, balanced, centered. And 1, just imagine being deeply connected to your inner wisdom now. And then 0, you're on the other side. And I want you to see that you didn't need to cross the stepping stones, because all along there was a wooden bridge arching over the stream, the water flowing gently, and you realize the stream represents a healing journey, but also that there are many solutions to the same problem. Stepping stones or a bridge still get you to the other side. And I want you to think that your future is the other side. And there's many things that may help. And it doesn't matter so long as you get to the other side. And as you look at that stream, I want you to see that even when the surface looks still, the current beneath continues to flow. You are on a journey of recovery and recalibration, and you are continuing to flow in that direction. And now, deep within this tranquil space, your subconscious mind begins to remember what your conscious mind sometimes forgets: that your body knows how to heal. You might recall the time when you bruised a knee, cut a finger, and your body knew how to heal. Because every cell in your body carries ancient intelligence, coded wisdom that once helped you grow, repair, and adapt. And I want you to feel that when that fight becomes a negotiation, a recalibration, that all of that intelligence within you is now helping that recalibration take place. And you might imagine your nervous system as a network of thin golden threads carrying signals of safety through your body like fiber optic cable. And imagine that each deep breath strengthens the signal. Each exhale clears old static. And what if your body is learning a new language? The language of alignment, ease, and recalibration. I want you to get a sense that your past is evidence of your ability to learn and adapt. I want you to feel that you are learning at a subconscious level to balance your energy again, not through force, but through flow. You don't need to push the river or the stream. You only need to stop resisting it. Your mind and body are learning to trust one another again. Sometimes, when it feels like there's a challenge, your mind will say, "I'm handling this." And your body feels reassured, and that hypervigilance goes down. That is harmony. That's when it's a negotiation, a partnership, a dance. And I want you to imagine returning to that garden, that space where certain areas were already flourishing and others were overgrown. And the beauty of nature is that growth never happens all at once. Different plants grow at different times of the year when they're meant to. The seeds grow in darkness before they break the surface. And what if your healing is sometimes invisible? It feels like nothing's happening, and then one day, without effort, you notice a small clue of progress. Perhaps you recover faster from anything that required exertion. And perhaps a period of fatigue ends sooner. And perhaps your mind feels clearer on a day you didn't expect. And each time that happens, imagine smiling to yourself and thinking, progress, healing, recalibration. Because these small, unexpected moments are your body's way of saying, I'm still with you. I'm your ally, not your enemy. And your subconscious will begin to notice these incremental clues. Each one becomes proof that your body is indeed recalibrating, that your nervous system is learning a new kind of safety. And I want you to think that your willingness to be tenacious, to try new things, is also evidence of your spirit. And I want you to think about some upcoming therapy, something new, something you've seen results in other people. And I want you to get a feeling that your subconscious mind is already preparing the ground, almost like it knows how to receive this experience. Maybe this is the catalyst for that recalibration, a bridge between mind and body, a chance to reset old circuits, to refresh connections, to open windows of possibility. And I want you to imagine what it would feel like that is your hope, intention, or even an outcome you're just open to. That something will happen to facilitate recalibration. I want you to get a sense that if it's been foggy for several days, it can feel like it will be foggy forever, and then one day the sun comes out and it was like the fog was never there. I want you to get a feeling that what if, maybe even sooner than you think, there are clues about fear, fatigue, brain fog, or anything else just fading away, giving you clarity and energy once more. I want you to think of an infusion. What if your mind travels safely through inner landscapes, guided by that intention of recalibration, and your body will remain protected, anchored and calm, allowing your subconscious to gather everything it needs from the experience. And maybe that's wisdom, healing, or even a release, and integrate it easily afterwards. This could be the catalyst, your healing bridge, your stepping stones. Each session, each breath, each rest, helping you cross towards that future of greater vitality and peace. I want you to recall how frequently in the past you've been able to adapt, learning new things in a martial art, handling problems, and all those resources are still within you, waiting for the right time to resurface. Your resourcefulness is returning, like a sleeping muscle waking up, stretching and remembering its strength. And every now and then you will discover signs that you're handling this much better. Moments when your mind is clearer, your emotions steadier, and your energy more sustainable. And sometimes you'll notice it consciously, and other times it will appear subtly. But each time you notice progress, however small, it reinforces your belief that you are healing and recalibrating, that your system is unlocking more internal resources, enabling you to meet each new challenge with more confidence, certainty, and self-trust. Your body is adapting, your brain is learning, and even your heart, your soul, is connected to that future where hope becomes reality. And I want you to think about those crashes differently now. Not as unfair fighting, not as failures, and not even as setbacks. What if this is your body's ability and desire to recalibrate, but it's recalibrating with faulty data? You could almost admire the positive intention, even if there's frustration from an overreaction. When a sensor is too sensitive, it can follow its programming, but it creates a disproportionate response. I want you to get a feeling that your body needs to tap into a way of calibrating accurately. I want you to get a feeling that your subconscious mind can start connecting the neural pathways of your past to the needs of your present. I want you to find yourself in those moments of fatigue during those crashes, to look at them as recalibrations. And the more you think of yourself in the past, times when you were in harmony and balance, you are firing off the very neural pathways that your body needs to recalibrate. Just like artificial intelligence needs data to learn, your body is firing on inaccurate data, and therefore memories can retrain it, coach it, help it to find harmony and balance once more. And maybe you start to notice that when these recalibrations happen, your recovery will be faster and smoother because your system is learning efficiency. And by thinking of it as a recalibration rather than a crash, you'll feel less fear, less frustration, and more understanding and more peace. You can acknowledge the intention, even if the outcome isn't desirable. And with that peace, your energy stabilizes even more. You're no longer at war with your body. You are in alliance with it. Every part of you wants the same thing: a future of health, happiness, of harmony and balance again. I want you to imagine finding a full-length mirror in that garden. But as you look in, I want you to see yourself perhaps a year from now. And as you see the reflection of you in the future, you can see clues of immense progress. Maybe you could imagine that future version of you understood that something happening in your present is a turning point for your future. And maybe in that future you see yourself waking with more clarity and steadiness. Your days have more rhythm again, more energy, a calm confidence guiding your choices. You move with more flexibility, options, and optionality. You get to do more of what you want to. And those social moments, your current oasis in the desert, don't need to be restricted. They can last longer. And they don't have that energy hangover afterwards. Your mind feels sharper. Your heart feels lighter. And there is more trust. You trust your body, and your body trusts you. And even if you have those quieter days or tired days, you have a sense that they won't last long. It's just part of the process, a rhythm, not a relapse. You have become your own healer, your own ally, your own steady ground. And as you look ahead, I want you to imagine seeing all the wonderful things you get to do in your future. Lots of possibilities. A life not defined by a condition or illness, but illuminated by resilience, purpose, and peace. I want you to get a feeling that this is your future. A future where the recalibration has recalibrated. I want you to get a sense that you are already on the journey. Everything you've done up to now has taken you here, and everything you do going forward will enable you to get closer to that future. I want you to get a feeling that you are returning from that dreamlike sleep there on that comfy chair on that beach. And I want you to get a feeling that as you leave the chair, walk down the beach, feel that energy, lightness, that clarity. And get a sense that your body is already recalibrating just by awakening the neural pathways of your past. And it's time to take this feeling back to the present. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect and calibrate into the here and the now as I now count from 1 to 10. 2 will waken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.